a lot of people have been asking me about manifestation and how it works. So I'm a Capricorn and I hate to repeat myself, so I'm just gonna make a video about it because why not? All right, so the first thing about manifestation that I wanted to talk about are the myths that are out there. A lot of people tell you that you can't manifest if you're sad, which that is complete BS. Why is that BS? Because if you weren't in this sad, low vibrational place, you wouldn't want change for higher vibrations. So if you didn't have, for instance, a very toxic partner, you wouldn't know that you don't want toxicity in your life because you haven't seen it. So I think everything's very with the yin and the yang. So the only issue with manifesting when you're sad is a lot of people will manifest what they don't want. And they'll say, I don't want a toxic partner. Okay, but if you don't want a toxic partner, what do you want? That's the importance of manifesting. You have to talk about what you don't want as well as what you do want. All right, another thing about manifesting while you're sad is a lot of people will be very pessimistic in this energy. So when you manifest in a pessimistic version of yourself, you're kind of bringing in more negative things. Because of course you could manifest whatever you want, but if your intentions or the energy you put behind it is still negative, those things aren't going to come through, or you're gonna manifest the exact opposite. The next myth that I have is that the first opportunity is the right opportunity. With that, it's just a lot of times people think once they manifest something and an opportunity comes to them, that's automatically what they manifested and that's automatically correct. The reason why I say that that's not true is because a lot of times the universe will test you, and the universe will either give you the same version of what you had before, but it'll be slightly different, or they will bring you something and it's just not what you deserve. I mean, yes, it'll be better, but do you want better or the best? Those are really the only two myths I have. I don't really know any other myths about yin and yang, about manifestation. Yin and yang. All right, so for the do's, I think it's important to focus on all of your chakras when you're meditating. So one thing that you do need to make sure that you do is speak what you want in existence, because that's obviously going to be good for your throat chakra. So the more you speak it openly, the more that's going to strengthen your voice, and also the more you're going to just be able to speak your mind and stand your ground as well, because if you want to manifest better things, you can't remain in that same energy. Also, with writing and typing, this is going to be good for your root chakra and your crown chakra. I say it's going to be good for your root chakra because the root chakra is all about being grounded. And I think when you write something and you type something and you are very sure of yourself, that's grounding yourself in your beliefs and your views. And it's also good for your crown chakra because you're stimulating your mind. And a lot of times when you're writing the things that you want to manifest, sometimes you'll write things that you didn't expect that you even wanted, and it'll kind of just pop out. Why? Because that's deep in your subconscious, and that's something that you might have been thinking of, but it's in the background, which is just why it's very important to write as well. Tarot. This is good for your third eye. Of course, not everyone does tarot and things like this, but a lot of times, with my cards, I'll kind of rewrite the definition for all of the cards so that they will have a specific meaning to me when I'm doing readings. This is good for my third eye just because it's working on my intuition and it's strengthening me. Besides tarot, other things that are good for your intuition are kind of just trusting yourself, which a lot of people, it's hard for them. A lot of them mistake it for anxiety. But if you feel anxious in a location or anxious in a situation, that's usually your intuition telling you like that's not for you or something needs to be changed. 4, your mindset. That is something very important about manifesting. You always have to change your mindset constantly. This is going to be good for your core and for your sacral. It's good for your core because your core is just the womb energy. And I think a lot of our beliefs are deeply rooted within our womb. The reason why is because once you change your mindset, I always imagine that you're pregnant with a new idea. And then, that's kind of weird. And then there's the sacral. The reason why that's very important for your mindset is because your sacral is usually where you carry things like depression, slow moving energy, and just other things like that. So if you're being more positive, more optimistic, more happy, more confident, then this is gonna bring things towards you that are on the same wavelength. Then we've got shadow work. Shadow work is very important for your heart chakra. You can't necessarily manifest and bring new things into your life if you're still carrying on to the old things. But as soon as you do your shadow work, why can't I talk suddenly? As soon as you do your shadow work and release the things from your past, then it's going to add space for these new things to come in. And another thing that's just really important about manifestation is patience. A lot of people will manifest and then they'll look for their manifestations, and when they're not there, they're like, oh, it doesn't work. But good things take time. They always take time. So that's why patience is really important when manifesting, because not only do you need to be patient with yourself, but you also need to be strong in your faith that the universe has your back. So the don'ts. Okay, for the first one, I put don't be lazy. So with manifesting, I think it's very important to exercise. Why? Because when you exercise, you're releasing a lot of negative energy and you're uplifting your vibrations. For me, I do yoga, and there's one very specific position I do that feels very heavy in my chest and sacral area. And that's kind of just the universe pressuring me to start speaking. So a lot of times when people exercise, they feel like when their chest is feeling heavy or in pain, they just assume it's because their lungs are just expanding. And also, you know, when you lose weight, the fat, a lot of it comes out through oxygen as well. But anyway, besides that, I feel like if you feel that energy, the heat within your chest space, that means your heart chakra is open and it is time for you to manifest truly what you desire. Next, I feel like someone's mom with these don'ts. Don't eat trash. Okay, so the only reason why that's important is because, you know, eating fruits and veggies are just healthy. Why are they healthy? They feel good. They make you feel good. And when you manifest, you need to make sure that you feel good on the inside as well as on the outside. So that's why that is important. You need to kind of monitor what you're accepting into your body. Don't neglect nature. So, okay, so when it comes to manifesting, you need to show respect to nature and the universe so that they can show respect to you. So a lot of times when manifesting, I'll try to keep things very clean. Littering. Don't litter if you're manifesting, but please just don't litter, period. That's bad. But I feel like I've known people who did a lot of littering, and I mean, it's so dramatic, I know, but it's like when they littered, my energy would go down into this lower vibration, and I couldn't obtain any of the things that I was manifesting. Another thing about don't neglect nature, try to be out in the sun. Me personally, I freaking hate the sun. I hate sunlight. But I will go out from time to time to do a little sunbathing just because it's nice to have sun energy, because sun energy is all about drive, motion, and really just the sun is all about going out and getting what you want. Also going out for walks at night, being in the moonlight, that's good because the moon is all about your intuition and it's going to help you think. And also it's going to get you more in tune with your emotions. Lastly, don't neglect new things. So when you're manifesting, a lot of people don't understand that manifesting comes in steps. So it's good to listen to like new music, listen to new people's ideas, go to places you wouldn't usually go if you feel called to do so, just because you might find new messages that are going to help you expand your mind or are going to help you simply grow. All right. Now, how to make it work. So first I have practice, which is not really practice because you're still actually manifesting, but this is exercising your abilities. So I usually tell people to start with little things like, I want to see some purple flowers today. Then you kind of go online, go outside, go wherever you go, and you'll see purple flowers. That is just kind of a warm-up exercise. You manifest these little things, and once that comes naturally to you, it's going to be a lot easier to manifest bigger things. So one thing I do personally quite often is sever ties with the past. So the way I see past, present, and future, I feel like past energy is yesterday, present energy is today, and future energy is tomorrow, because every day is a new day and every day is going to carry new energy. So everything that happened yesterday and before then is in the past. It's gone, it's over, and now today is a new day for you to work towards new goals or work towards new mindsets, new ideas, other things like that. But if you are holding on to burdens, which goes back into the shadow work, if you're holding on to the past, then it's going to be harder to let in the future. Multitasking. That's not for everyone, but it does definitely work for me. So when I exercise, I also have to speak my manifestations into existence. So when I do yoga, it's also very great for me to also speak about the things I do want to see in my life. Just because when I'm exercising and my energy is so driven, I just feel so much more confident. So it's easy for me to speak clearly what I know I deserve, rather than if I'm like laying on the couch, I'm like, do I deserve these things? But like if I'm in this energetic field, then of course I can, say, yes, I do deserve these things and I will have them. All right, writing and drawing, as well as listening to music. So when I write out my manifestations, some people also will paint what they're manifesting or draw what they're manifesting. I usually like to listen to music without words, such as, things like both Beethoven and like Mozart, just because I feel like my mental space being connected to the wavelength of that music, as well as me writing, it's just the energy is being connected. And I feel like writing my manifestations while the music is playing, this is like two separate ways that I'm putting my energy out there. And this is going to make my wishes a lot stronger. And it's going to really get the message across to the universe a lot more clearly. So back to what I was saying about that yin and yang of not when people say you can't manifest when you're sad, which you can. You just need to make sure that you manifest what you don't want. At the same time, you manifest what you do want. Because it's easy to say, I don't want to be with my ex, but that doesn't mean the next partner you come across won't have the same exact personality as your ex. It just won't be your ex. So when you say, I don't want my ex, but I also don't want someone who's going to be toxic, someone who's manipulative, someone who's controlling, then you're putting this whole shift in energy. I'm so sorry, my mom is cooking. But anyway, you put this whole shift in energy so things change. Another thing that's really important about manifesting is a lot of people will manifest externally. So a lot of people will be like, I want money and I want a new car and a new house and I want all of these things. But a lot of them will ignore the inner work. So for me, I like to manifest peace, clarity, honesty, more like-minded people, and just more like-minded energy overall. The reason why you need to manifest in yourself is because it's great to want external things, but you also have to set yourself up to receive these external things. Everybody wants great things, but honestly, not everyone is deserving. So if you put yourself in a place, what the heck? If you put yourself in a place where you feel more deserving, or you are on a higher platform and in this higher consciousness, then it's going to be effortless for these things to come to you. The thing with like-minded energy is where they say you can't grow in the same foundation or the same environment, which foundations and environment for me are all mental. You can be in the same place as you were yesterday, a place that you hate, and then come to terms with the fact that you're in control. So for an example, let's say you have this roommate who's just very messy. They don't clean up after themselves. So instead of just being so upset every time you come home because your roommate is so messy, you could try saying, hey, can you clean up after yourself? Or, even put a sticky note. Hey, let's try to keep the house clean. Just not in a aggressive way, like you are trashy, but like in a simple way where you take control, you take power, and also lead by example. You also clean up after yourself, and they'll see that you're doing it, and they'll hopefully feel the shift, and they'll do it as well. Spring cleaning, which that is so funny that I had that example, and that's the next thing. Wow. Anyway, spring cleaning. When you clean out externally, you're also cleaning internally, because you're creating this new space for yourself. Once again, you can't bring in new things if you're living in your own ways, your old ways, not own ways. What the heck? I guess not living in your own ways if you got a huge ego, but whatever. So spring cleaning, obviously not just in spring, just clean up every once in a while, because once things feel more cleared for you, you're going to feel a lot lighter, and that's going to feel a lot better for you as well. No time frame. That's the most important thing about manifesting. A lot of people will manifest like over manifesting. They're like, in another 2 hours, so-and-so is going to text me. Like you can't be like that, just because, once again, great things take time. So when you manifest, just leave it very open, because it's usually on divine timing. A thing I tell myself is that things will come to me when I'm ready to receive them. And that is pretty much just the most powerful thing you can say, and the most powerful way you can manifest things, by surrendering, but also knowing that those things will come to you. Besides that, I guess that's everything. So, okay, bye.